Ooh, we got a list today. Did you
I
hear
have
that,
I have
folks?
8 different things I jotted down over the last few
Wow.
days that I wanted to talk about.
Wowie
Nice.
zowie.
I don't know if we'll have enough time.
We never do. People people online, they love to whine and they say, "Oh my God, these chapters take 10 seconds to read." And every time I sit down with people to talk about them, it's like we're not even close to done, and we hit the hour mark.
It's okay. Some of these are like literally like 2-second questions.
Well, that's
We'll see about that.
that depends on who you're asking, I think. But that's just a little teaser. Watch the video till the end to find out what this list of questions is. You can. That's the mystery. We've got the retention hook. Okay. Now you have to like and subscribe before we get into this week's episode of the Public Safety Special Broadcast. We were off last week because I was at Comiket. Wow, that was crazy, but I'm not talking about that on this episode. It was a fun time. If you ever get the chance to go, if you have an open mind, you should go check it out. I think a lot of people might not like it. So, decide for yourself what kind of environment you're comfortable being in. But if you can, you can accept some, you can, have a little bit of leeway in your heart.
Wear a mask.
It was very interesting. Yeah, wear a mask for sure. I did catch the bug, and it was hot as fuck. Go to Winter Comic Head. Do not go to Summer Comic Head. That shit sucked. Anyway, that was that. That is why we were off last week. We are back here with the Public Safety Special Broadcast. I am, of course, your host, Secret Doves, and I would like to have everyone go ahead and go around and introduce themselves, give your name, age, and the devil contract, as is the public safety tradition. I'm Secret Doves, age 34 now, and my contract is, of course, with the War Devil. Kirby, go ahead.
I'm Kirby Glover, age 33, and my contract is with the Tornado Devil.
Oh, okay,
A little bit of
nice.
Rust Belt devil hunting.
Yeah, some Americana devils. Love that. America is canonically there, so you're good.
Yeah, but we don't have Hawaii.
Yeah, good, good.
Yeah, frankly.
All right, Winter, go ahead.
I Hi, this is Winter, also known as the Art Devil. Not my contract.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
40, 10 plus 5 years old.
I see. Yeah, okay.
Whatever you get, that'll just be it until you roll again.
45. I'm a high
No,
roller.
no, four. Yeah, you have like you have like a 1 in 10,000 chance of rolling 45, or maybe it's 1 in 1,000. I don't know. I was never good at math.
1,000. Yes.
My devil contract is with the Blood Devil, obviously.
Oh, great.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, so you're the one. You're the one everyone's waiting for the comeback for. Everyone's like, "When's Power
Yeah,
coming back?"
it's me.
Can't,
I'm back.
because she's been on. She's been drawing great pictures on Twitter for you. You know what I mean? That's it's already here, hidden in plain sight. Well, here we go.
Look, I can't spoil anything, um, but I'll just say, be prepared.
Be prepared. Prepare for the reveal. Chainsaw Man
She's
is actually
she's
real.
still a lot of
The
fun.
reveal is coming. All right. Well, thank you, both my guests, for introducing yourselves. Thank you for coming on the show this week. We are talking about 2 chapters because we had our break last time. We're talking about chapter 173 and 174. Honestly, they do kind of fit as a set, though. They do
Yeah.
kind of go together conceptually. So it, it'll be a fun time.
But before we get too heavily into it, I do need to ask one question.
Go ahead.
How many times did you see Look Back last week?
Look Back. I have not seen Look Back for 2 weeks.
Oh my
now.
god.
I'm not gonna go again until
You're still at 6?
I'm still at 6. Yes, the 7th time. I'm planning it for maybe this weekend, because a new entry prize is coming in. I'm getting all of the merch. There
Ooh.
are now you can get dust jackets that are the same size as the original manuscript presents. So I need to get 3
Nice.
of those to
Nice.
Okay, that's one of my items checked off.
yes. So I was planning on going 3 more times anyway. And now
I mean, why
I'm
wouldn't
locked
you?
in. Now I'm locked in. I'm gonna hit the full 10. All right. That is Look Back news for me. Also, I was not on TV. That was a part of the last episode. I wasn't on TV.
Unfortunate.
The segment didn't even end up getting run at all. They fucking
Dang.
biffed
Boo.
it. They scuffed it. Didn't even get on. Like, the thing wasn't even on. So, I don't know. Apparently, I was the only good interview they could get or something. Everyone else fucking sucked. So, whatever. Maybe maybe I got the date wrong or something, but I don't think so. I think it just didn't get on TV. Oh well, it's fine. You can watch me here every week, so you already have your fill. I'm sure. All right, chapter 173, Hard of Hearing. Difficult chapter to talk about. In
Yeah.
one way, yeah. You know. This was our chapter where ears gone. That was very
Yep.
fun.
Concept no longer exists.
Man,
No such thing as ears.
oh my god. Ooh, this has been so cool. I've been loving this. How did you guys feel about this chapter overall?
Oh man, this chapter was so cool.
I was very normal about this chapter.
You were?
Yeah, I was incredibly normal about this chapter. Yoshida comes back.
Oh my god! Yep.
Should we just
And
get right
is
into?
complimented by a primal devil.
Should we just get right into that? Because
Sure. Let's just jump
Yeah.
in. Yoshida returns.
I am so terrified. I said a few days ago the Yoshida dying devil is at its all time power high right now.
Super high. There's a little bit of like panel analysis here where it did appear, according to the background, that Yoshida is literally right there.
Yes.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. He is.
Yeah.
I do not believe the people who said that is a reused background. I think it's clearly meant to indicate he's right there.
I mean, it seems like a kind of random one to reuse. You don't have to put a background there if he's just somewhere.
Yeah.
It is the same bookshelf.
Right. There's no background for Pochita getting squeezed here, so it's concerning. It is. That was I mean, the most devoted Yoshida fans were really locked in on this. Like the ones who like Yoshida's coming back every chapter. Like no one. How the fuck? Why the fuck would you? What is Yoshida gonna do? Well,
He's
At
gonna
this
do
point,
the
I've
thing.
lost all hope that Kashiba is going to show his face in part 2.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I think he.
Tough.
Yeah.
I feel like he might like bookend part 2, but I don't see him coming back anytime soon.
As like the Darth Vader moment of part 2 of like, Denji, I am your father. You didn't actually
I
kill
don't
me.
think.
I'm alive. I'm your dad.
First of all, Denji would not have been able to kill him.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
He
true.
would have kicked that kid's ass.
Well, speaking of what Yoshida did, but we'll go back and we'll talk about other stuff. But this was really interesting to me because throughout even this whole chapter, Pochita's getting kind of rolled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
She's getting fucked up.
did Pochita fall off? Like, is Black Chainsaw Man okay? What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, he did tank an attack from a primal devil.
Yeah,
And immediately return fire, cut off 2 fingers.
yeah,
Yes.
and the main thing about Pochita has always been regen, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Pochita
Yeah.
gets fucked up a lot in the part 1 fight, like fucking blows up and gets stabbed
Sent to
and
the
shit,
stratosphere.
burned up in the atmosphere. So it's not like he's necessarily super durable, but you know, he always
Yeah,
comes back. He rev the engine, get back up,
yeah,
always
just a
gets back up.
I mean,
relentless force of nature.
he can regenerate from nothing but his heart.
Yeah, just the heart.
So like I am not at all concerned for his safety at the moment.
Okay. Well, sure. All right. We'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see. But yeah. Um, this chapter,
The
honestly, I really enjoyed it just because it was fun.
yeah,
Chainsaw
Yeah.
Man has been kind of fun in this the weird thing that Fujimoto does where he sends you to the depths of despair and then it's time for some funny shit to happen.
yeah.
You're like, oh god, help, I hate life. And then it's just like, elephants with no ears time. Let's do
The
it.
yeah, I actually one of the things I have written down here is the black comedy and how
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
he always whenever Koshita shows up, there is a certain tinge of black comedy to it.
Yeah.
There's 2 chapters in between Power's death in part 1 and like the funniest chapter in all of Chainsaw Man in the burger restaurant.
yeah.
Even in the burger restaurant scene, it like starts with like a really dark portrayal of an abusive workplace.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
So this
You're like,
time,
oh god, poor Kobeni. And then suddenly Chainsaw Man's there, and everyone's like,
Yep. There's DDR.
this time
there.
around,
So good.
it's not quite as funny, but
It's
we
true.
did get Jump, which was nice.
Yeah.
It's more like
That was
a
pretty funny.
cosmic horror kind of humor.
Yes.
This
And we
chapter.
also got Cats with No Ears.
The Cats
Yeah.
Without Ears
So
was
cute.
fucking so sick.
I love that panel.
That whole sequence was great. This whole chapter was really cool. It was really cool to see the experiment. We learned more details about it in the next chapter. It was really cool to see that public safety actually like had a plan and like did something in part 2 for maybe it's like the first time that this has happened.
I was because I told you earlier that I reread all of part 2
Yes.
yesterday, and it actually kind of feels like up until the Chainsaw Man Church arc, like public safety had been in the background, kind of keeping away from Denji because he wasn't turning into Chainsaw Man. But then he broke the rule, right? During the arc with the church. So now they're like, all right, plan B. Time to see if we can use this shit.
Yeah. He was well, at the first part of part 2, he's running around doing Chainsaw Man stuff.
Oh, that's
right?
true.
Like fighting the cockroach devil. That's what caused all the problems,
Yeah.
This is
social
not related
unrest.
to the current chapter, but I always found it interesting how when Yoshida meets Denji for the first time in part 2, he doesn't say he's from public safety. He just says, "I'm from an organization that's been tasked with keeping an eye on you."
Yeah.
Which is why did he do that?
Yeah.
Did they not want him to know? I mean, I assume they did.
I always wonder about that.
Yeah, because I think I mean, part of it, like, would Denji even have remembered what public safety is at this point, because he is a bit of an idiot.
Well, I
Well,
He
don't
could have
think
memory
he
hold
knows.
that
I think
shit.
he remembers what public
I
safety
wouldn't
is.
say he's an idiot. I'd say like
Not that bad.
if he did, um, it wouldn't be a fault of his like intelligence. It would be a fault of him
Deeply
just taping up that part of his brain into a little
Right.
box and pushing
The
it away.
whole thing.
Because
Yeah.
when Yoshida comes back, he's like, that didn't happen. That never happened. That's not me.
Yeah.
Which is like,
I-
that is a nice snarky reaction, but at the same time, it's like, he probably just really doesn't want to fucking talk about it.
I
Yeah.
do think it was a little bit of Yoshidaism there, where he's like trying to keep it low key that he's public safety, because that's like a part of the job. But then the joke is that everyone already knows who
Yeah,
Yoshida
true.
is. You know, it's like, oh no, I'm
Yeah.
nobody suspicious, and then like, you know,
Isn't that the guy
He
that
keeps, and then he keeps showing up over and over and
Yeah.
over.
Isn't that the public safety devil hunter guy, Yoshida? It's like, I am on a secret mission. You know, I'm just a normal guy. Chapter 173, coming back to this, we also get the introduction of the mystery devil, Mystery Solved.
Yeah,
First appears here. What I want to know, what did you both have? What did you both call this as? What did you both think it was before the
I
reveal?
had no idea.
I called it.
You called
I
it
did
as
call
aging?
it.
Yeah.
I said
We need
I said
receipts.
it's either body image or aging.
I do remember that. I do actually. You did
I
say
was
that.
I was like, yes, I called it
I do remember that.
because the mirrors, like,
Yeah.
what you see, like when
Yeah.
you look at yourself in the mirror and see that
You
you've
know.
aged into a different person, is like, that's really scary sometimes. You know, it's not
It
like
is.
an imminent threat on your life, but
Yes.
It's a primal
Yeah.
thing
Scary
at the back
in a
of your head.
different way than being like, I'm gonna die. It's like scary in the sense of like, oh no, like my life
change
is getting
is scary.
worse.
Growing
Yeah.
old is scary.
You
Taking
know,
on,
oh,
growing
no.
from like childhood to adulthood, taking on responsibility is scary, and it's an incredibly universal fear.
Yep. I did see some discussion of like, what's so scary about aging? I was like, okay, kids. All right.
You'll
Let me just
understand
check.
in a few years.
Let me just check the
So
age in
scary.
the bio there. Oh, yep. All right. Yep. Come back to
Oh,
this
you're
one.
Circle back to
Yeah.
this
okay.
in 5 years.
Yeah. I'm not scared of aging. No way. No shot. What's so primal about that?
Yeah, just wait until there's a thunderstorm outside and every single joint in your body feels like it's about to
Ooh.
explode.
That's a nasty one. Yeah, just wait till you start getting out of bed and something hurts and it didn't hurt before, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
Wait until you go in for a stretch and you feel something in your back go clunk.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. So there is something in terms of 173 that makes more sense in the context of 174. So it's like jumping ahead again, because we learned that like the deal that public safety made with the aging devil was like, they're gonna have the aging devil get eaten by Black Chainsaw Man, and then here they come in and they say hit on the mirror, and the aging acts like confused. Now that makes sense, because it's like here aging was being like, okay, I'm ready to get eaten. Where are the kids at? Let's make this happen. And then three guys come in like, you need to hit Black Chainsaw Man. He's like, hit. Whatever. Okay, there I go.
It's like, this is such a chore.
Yeah, like, oh, come on, can we get to the child murder already? I have to fight? Ugh, and then my hand hurts. Ow, this sucks. Nice one, Yoshida. Oh man. Right, and that brings us through 173. A nice quick chapter, really smooth paneling, really cool cosmic horror stuff going on. I love when the big hands come around. That's very FLCL. I'm a big FLCL fan, so I love when he does
Mhm.
the giant hand shit. I'm like, yeah. Yes.
I'm a huge fan of the panel when Pochita breaks out of the aging devil's punch.
Ooh, it looks so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
That
kick-ass
classic
panel. Great, like the
Chainsaw Man pose of
mhm.
chainsaws akimbo.
The fucking
Yeah.
busting
Roar.
out classic Chainsaw Man pose.
proper motion blur, tons of blood.
Yeah,
Strange guts flying in every direction.
you know,
Are there any intestines in this panel? I'm looking. There are.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
are. There's plenty.
There are.
the
There are
intestines coming out the hands. That's just a
Yeah.
scarf. It's just a scarf. Okay, there's no intestines
Is
in
the
the hands.
sword that
alright?
long? Like,
Well, it's the
I'm
scarf
kind of-
does stretch pretty far. It was
It
like all the
does.
way across the page in the panel where Pochita was cutting Division 5 up. So, you know, it's probably as long as it needs to look cool in whatever picture it is in, you know, one of those.
I'm trying to. Good lord. Okay.
It would be
I
quite
don't
long.
know. I don't know if you can show images on stream, but I just took a screenshot of the page, and I need to.
You're gonna put like the iPhone height.
I tried
thing.
to trace over what I think the path of the intestine scarf is.
Well, okay, I will say on the page before that,
Yeah, 'cause
there's well, no,
Chainsaw
because
Man
that's
gets
also the scarf, right? Like Pochita gets smushed, and then
nah,
I
that's more
think
than just a scarf. There's
you
like
think so?
there's like two independent things like
Yeah,
okay,
there's a few different
like right by the
intestines coming
thumb,
out.
there's like some intestines coming out, and
I
then
think
there's
that's supposed
from
to be the
below.
scarf. Yeah, you know, there's just intestines around. It is what it is.
He
That's
did just
that's
kill
how it
the
works.
Centipede Devil or whatever. So
Classic Fujimoto. Oh, there's a cut. There's a little bit of an intestine coming out.
A
That's
little
an
bit
arm.
of
No,
yeah, of
you know, your
course.
little bit of
finger
an intestine.
intestines, right? Like the finger guts. We all have those, right? It's devil anatomy. They just got guts.
I've never cut off my finger before, so I wouldn't
Hey,
know.
you can't prove
Yeah,
it.
Actually, we do literally have an example of someone cutting off their finger in this chapter, and there's not any intestines. So
Well,
That's all.
okay.
what do I know?
You
He's
know,
got defective
different
fingers. He's public
different
safety.
people have different body types. Okay.
That's the only
Let's
that's
not
the
even-
only
let's not-
variation in body type we get in Chainsaw Man.
That's
Intestines or no intestines.
Let's not finger intestine shame on the broadcast. We have used Washington. We don't want to infect them with any bad ideologies. Yes. That's all good. Cool moments where they were spelling out ear. Spelling out ear as the code, showing the way that they're planning to test things.
I want to know how they kept it in their head that they were testing for ear.
So I assume, and the Japanese version sort of suggests this a little bit more, but you know, I assume that they would have all of the things like written out, but in code, and then like because someone called it out that he's gonna eat ear, right?
Yeah.
Before it happened, and so at that moment, everyone like locks in on like the code, and then ear disappears, right? So that's going to be erased from whatever sheet you're on. But Echo Alpha Romeo is not, right? Like those
Yeah.
things are still there.
True.
So then you can read the code off and be like, this code, that was it, you know? Code number 2. That's what we're looking at. So they had a plan. They were a little competent at this moment, showing off their skills.
Yeah,
In 174, we get to see what they were showing off their skills for what the real plan is.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, 174 was crazy. I want to spend most of our time on this one because it is
Oh yeah.
it
Yeah.
is it is
The
big time.
fucking bleak
One of my
chapter right at
favorite
the
chapters
gates.
in a while.
Yeah. Mine too.
To bring up something from last week's broadcast, I found it interesting how last week you brought up Fumiko when discussing public safety's cruelty and incompetence. And
Mhm. That's
lo
right.
and behold, she's back, the
That's
cruelest
right.
and most incompetent.
Yup. Yup. Mhm. Love
Like,
it.
no,
He
no,
does.
not incompetence, impotence.
Yeah, impotence. He doesn't. Well, similar, but like he doesn't pull his punches on the political commentary, which is one of the things I
Yes.
really, really like about the series. There's a few manga I know of that get really hardcore political, like Asano Inyo goes really deep on it. Naoki Yamada, extremely controversial author, also goes really, really hard on it. Wrote a whole manga about like the group of communist terrorists who tried to attack the Japanese government and like assassinate a bunch of people. But definitely in the pages of Jump, I think this has to be some of the most like biting, straight up
It's very
political
overt.
commentary you get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, let me just put a bunch of like conservative, like
Oldest dudes
government
you've ever seen.
ministers, old ass government ministers in a room and just make them all evil scumbags. Here I go.
It's yeah, and
Especially
it's like
because, like, you think, going back to like similar time in part one, we're just learning about Black Chainsaw Man's power the first time by like, could you tell me what the Nazis did? And just being like, what do you
Right.
mean the concept of Nazis doesn't exist?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
how that would affect the political structure of Japan is like no nukes ever got dropped.
Hmm.
we
What
need to
is
talk about the nuke theory.
ugh.
Go ahead. What's the
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so for that, I just want to mention real quick.
Yes.
I like how the politics are not even remotely allegorical. Like these are
Nope.
Japanese
Yeah.
government officials.
These are yeah.
It's not an
This is
allegory for an evil government. It's just an evil government.
this is the Prime Minister of Japan is our first character
Yeah.
in chapter 174 that appears at the center of the page,
Mhm.
reading these
Anyway,
documents.
the nuclear theory in my head is public safety. I think knows that there's something inside Pochita that they want an extremely powerful weapon that they think they can control, and they think they can get Yoru to get it for them, which is why they're like doing this whole thing. And calling back all the way to the very first chapter of part two, that's probably nuclear weapons, and I think it fits in with the hubris and wanton destruction of these characters to want to bring back nuclear weapons, not knowing the implications of it
Right.
for the nation of Japan.
Yeah. And I have ever since that very first chapter in chapter 98, I have had the thought that maybe Fujimoto will nuke Tokyo in Chainsaw Man.
I don't know if he'll nuke
to
it, but
that'd be pretty crazy.
I think that we're definitely going to see that theme of nuclear weapons reincorporated before too long.
I mean, if you want to power up the War Devil, that's a real, that's a real scary kind of war to be afraid
An
of.
existential threat for the entire human race.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
see what Yoru's capable of doing now. I mean,
Oh
we've seen
my
like a little
god.
tiny little bit of it in the prison escape, but that was just a little tiny bit.
Nuclear war, yes. I think we might nuke Tokyo. That does sound like some shit he would do. You know, that would actually cause controversy in Japan. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah,
that happens in Chainsaw Man that has caused a lot of controversy um, among the amongst the Anglophone uh, fandom, more so than in the Japanese fandom. But if he nuked Tokyo, it would actually be fucking. There would be people fucking. That's the
calling
kind of
for
shit
blood.
that might go on the news.
You would probably know more about the political implications, like locally in Japan, than we would.
Well, people would just yell about it, right? Like
Fair.
fucking, you know, people would be like, this is not. We've suffered, you know.
Yeah.
Same kind of things
Allegory is
happen with
one
other.
thing. I'm
Yeah,
guessing that directly depicting it is another.
right. Literally doing it is pretty controversial. Like there are groups that don't really like Barefoot Gen and that kind of stuff. So, but will
I
that happen? We don't know yet. We do know already, though, that the government in this world is evil as fuck.
yeah.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, they are
oh
horrible.
my god.
And
We already knew they were bad, but they're like on a new level of horrible.
Yeah.
and erasing aging would have such wide crazy implications in so many like probably unexpected
Right.
ways.
Yeah. It's I mean, that's even an interesting aspect of it because they don't even know what they're getting, right? Like
Yeah.
part of it is like it's a really interesting kind of devil's deal that they're taking, right? Because it's all these old guys and they ask like, you know, will the effects uh disappear? And it's like, will I get younger again? Will I be young again? And the answer is maybe, you know.
They so don't know. And what fucks me up the most, I think, is like they're so desperate to cling on to what they have that they're willing to potentially ruin the fucking world for everyone to do it. Because like removing aging, what would that do? Are you going to have like does every single human on planet Earth stop aging where they are right now? Do you
I
just
think
have like
I think it's
babies forever?
the
Like
the
do they
worst
just stay that
possible
way? Can they not grow up?
the worst possible implications are probably what would happen, which to me is like aging is a process of cell division, right?
Oh
So
god.
like would pregnancies even happen anymore? Could you have more
Yeah.
children if they can no longer age?
Well,
Yeah.
these guys clearly do not care about
Oh, they don't give a shit.
living children, let alone potential
Yeah.
future
See,
children,
that's what I'm
right?
talking
So
about.
like
Like
who gives a fuck?
if you remove the concept of aging, where my mind goes to thinking about it for a few minutes is like every single living human just stays at the age that they're at right now and never gets any older, which fucking sucks, obviously. And these guys have they've clearly considered it, right? Because even the most evil person has to think about it a little bit
Like
before they
Lewis. Well,
sacrifice 10,000 children.
okay. So the thing about it is, well, okay, so that's the thing. That's what I love about it is because it's it's a great scheme from Fumiko and Public Safety because it's a limited time offer.
Yeah.
It's like we can do this now. But once Pochita goes back in the box, can we ever do it again? Maybe not.
Yeah, you gotta build Denji back up and then ruin his life again.
That's right. It's like the gotcha banner effect. You know what I mean? It's like you can get this character now, but only for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're
You
getting
know,
FOMO'd by
spend
it.
$300. That's right. They're getting FOMO'd by the possibility of erasing aging. You know, so
Yeah.
they've got the what do you call that?
I don't know.
The alchemist's stone or whatever it's called. You know, they've got the
Oh, no.
elixir of youth
Oh no. We lose
on.
them. Oh, there we go.
No, I'm still in there. You know, they've got the elixir of youth on tap, and it's like you got to pay the price right now, or you can't get it.
Well, they got like a 50-50 chance to get the elixir of youth. The other 50% is like the entire world gets ruined. Like,
Well,
horribly.
right. Well, the price is already like murder 10,000 children. So it's sort of like if you're willing to pay the price, of course you're willing to risk the dangers here.
Yeah. I mean, we got pretty unsubtle back in part 1 with the United States president erasing like 600 million years of the collective American people's lifespan for the sake of guns.
For a weapon. For the sake of guns, yeah. To get a bunch of guns.
Like 600 million years, right? 2 years
all to try and kill the unkillable.
Right. You know, how much average lifespan do Americans lose every year is because of the Second Amendment in the United States? Probably quite a bit.
Probably not. Like, oh god, I don't know. I don't even want to speculate.
What's the number? You know, the leading cause of death for children in the United States of America?
Probably car accidents.
I wish.
Firearms.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I guess that was probably obvious, huh?
Yep. From the context, you probably could have guessed. But you went with a good one. That's the second one. That other great one, you know. I hope the Car Devil does show up because it should be pretty fucking scary.
You get a Car Devil mention in like chapter.
That's right.
5 or 6 or whatever.
It's only been mentioned conceptually. You know. Yeah, I've read it a few times.
Better look like Kobeni's car.
That's true. The Car Devil hidden in plain sight again. That was her contract. Holy shit!
Oh my god! I'm so glad we don't write Chainsaw Man.
She's gonna drive up in the Car Devil to save the day. Thank God. Thank you, Kobeni. We won.
Truck Fumi Devil.
Yeah, Truck Fumi. She's gonna fucking splatter Fumiko and everyone's gonna cheer.
And then part 3 of Chainsaw Man is Fumiko Isekai.
Yeah, she does get her deal agreed to by Mr. Hasegawa Tadashi, the former finance minister. Oh my god, I can't I can't with this fucking guy. The guy leading the whole show, hosting the whole party is the finance minister, of course. You gotta do it.
The oldest decrepit fossil.
Yeah, who does the prime minister listen to? Well, you know what it is. You know what it's about. And I really liked the way he manipulated this one guy.
Yeah,
by threatening his children.
It's like, well, we're killing 10,000 kids, brother.
That's right.
It can be your kids or it can be somebody else's.
Yeah,
pick now.
You can make the call, or I can make the call. You know what I mean? Like, how are we gonna do this?
That panel where he's saying you have children, 4 of them, is so well constructed to show the depth of field. Oh, it's so good.
Classic Fujimoto art style stuff in there. And the way it like there's like the guy who's trying to retain his humanity at the front, and then as you go further back, there's like Fumiko, and then there's the guy in total shadow. It's total
Absolute
fucking
fucking
so sick.
monster.
Ugh,
Mhm.
absolutely incredible shit.
And
Uh,
we gotta mention one of the best page turns in the entire manga.
Yes. Absolutely.
yes.
The mouth
Uh,
reveal is peak. It's peak, is what it is.
So good. I was cackling. I was laughing so loud.
I gasped. I was like, "Oh my god, this is the best. This
it's
rules."
so good. It was it's a very nice chapter. The paneling is not super complicated, but it all like lands really well. You know what I mean?
Mhm. We gotta talk
every
about Death Devil shit because I noticed you were
okay.
you were talking about that a lot,
I
and
mean,
I'm like 50-50 on it, but I want to hear your
I've been
thoughts.
here since page 1. Since page her first appearance. I've been on theory that Fumiko is the Death Devil. Now the thing is, okay, you have to understand how this fits because everyone says like she doesn't have the eyes, da 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 da. Okay, you have to understand how this fits in my larger horse sister theory, which is ever since chapter 98, I was like, oh, okay, this answers a big question that existed in part 1, which is like, why does Makima look like that? Like,
Yeah.
why every other
Because they
devil
look like that.
is like some, even
Weird
Angel Devil
monstrosity.
has these wings and like a halo, right? Like has some devil shit going on where you're like, even the most humanoid ones have some devil shit going on. Right? But Makima is literally just a person with weird eyes, right? So like, what's the deal with that? Well, at the very beginning of part 2, we learn, oh shit, the horse sister war devil is
A
a little
bird.
bird, right? But they can like make deals to take over human bodies that aren't like fiends, They're not like fiends. They don't have any like, you know, malformities of the head, and like the human is kind of still in there. So,
See,
okay,
I
that's
think
how
they
the
can go
horse
back and
sisters are.
forth because
Why? Okay, my question is always like, why though? Why do people say like, oh, okay, here's an explanation as to how Makima works,
so I
but
actually do have something in my
but she's
head.
just, but actually she's just a devil who just kind of looks like that. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think I genuinely think she does look like that because
why?
I don't think Nayata is possessing a corpse.
Why not?
She probably would have brought it up, right? At some
How
point.
would she know?
Anyway, what I was thinking of is you could read Makima as being able to transform into a swarm of rats. It could just be like teleportation, but at the same time, she appears as a swarm of rats, and like the rats move like a talking mouth
Yeah,
with like a
but like,
face.
but Yoru has the ability to transform a whole building into a spear, and like people can't do that. So like, yeah, she's a devil. She's got the magic. She is a devil. She's got magic powers.
See, I
Okay,
think what we're
whatever.
doing here
Like, what is
is we're
that?
thinking too much about it.
What?
You
But
know you know
but
me. I'm the
I'm
last
not.
person to say the curtains are just
But
blue, but
but I'm okay. But I'm not. But I'm just taking the information at face value. I'm just saying, oh, okay, here is a presentation of how the Horse Sisters work. That's how they work, right? Like, I'm just extrapolating directly from exactly what we've seen in the story,
I
nothing
accept.
else. And
Kirby,
then everyone's
what do
like,
you think?
That's crazy.
I
This
have
theory makes no sense, Dubs. I'm like, it literally makes 100% sense. What? We saw it happen on the page. How can you not think this is a possibility? What?
I am kind of just. I mean, I gave up trying to predict what fucking shit is gonna happen
Right.
next.
That's
I'm not
fair. That's
a
100%
Molly
fair.
or whatever his
I'm
name
in there.
is,
Which
like
we'll get to that part
predicting
of the show
the.
too. That's
You
always
um,
know,
fun.
you don't need another Omoli. No
yeah,
offense,
exactly.
Omoli, but
Love you,
every
bud.
time you predict shit, shit goes fucking out the
Okay.
window.
I will say, as a big time Amelie fan, she gets shit wrong a lot.
I mean,
But
that's true.
you know, she's got the volume. She fucking
Well,
throws
yeah,
shit out
nobody
there like
remembers you for the
crazy.
predictions you get wrong.
That's
They
right.
remember you
That's
for
right.
predicting
There's a lot.
167, like
Yeah,
down to the fucking
Woo!
beat.
That was crazy. She didn't get all of it, but it was pretty good.
It was really close. It was like
It was really crazy
80%,
close.
and
That's awesome.
uh,
I mean,
Chapter.
consider this my
Insanity.
public apology.
I think
Yeah.
what is my favorite part though about the erasure aspect of Chainsaw Man's powers is that it works in the dumbest possible way. Oh,
Yeah.
everything
Doesn't make any sense.
relating to the concept still exists, but the concept
Mhm.
itself is gone.
That's right. It's
And
not
everything just
broad, and
kind of moves around.
it's also not retroactive, which is something people always thought was that like Pochita crafted entire new timelines. Nope.
Nope.
World just gets fucked up and weird.
Which, to me, like, I wrote a little bit about this, how it's like on a cosmic scale, his ability is the same thing as what Denji does inside his own mind. He doesn't
Mhm.
remove like the context. He just
That's right.
takes over it and
It's
keeps
like
going.
traumatic amnesia. I
It's-
liken it to historical revisionism. It's like historical revision. Everyone just
Yes.
pretends the concept isn't this. No one knows that the thing is gone. You know, everyone forgot about it. It's gone now.
Mhm.
No one remembers. You know,
His
like that's
historical revisionism and like traumatic memory repression, I think, are absolutely parallels that you're meant to draw here with these sorts of
yes.
things.
I love that thing about Fujimoto where he takes like these personal things like abuse, like repression, and then it extracts them out to like big societal constructs like you know, control, like the governmental control, and how that's abusive, and historical revisionism and how that's like a traumatic response.
And
It's
society
he's so
does
gas.
society does repress traumatic memories as well. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, if you look at any society that has committed an atrocity, they
Yeah.
typically don't bring it up that much. They breeze on
Yes.
past
Oh,
it,
geez, yeah.
and
Well,
like,
yeah,
you know,
they don't bring it up, and then if you do bring it up, they'll have some weird shit to say
they'll
about
have
it.
some weird shit. They'll get
Suddenly,
you know,
everyone
they'll
acts
get really
very
mad,
strange.
or they'll
Uh-huh.
shut down, or something like that. Like,
Mhm.
you know,
They usually have,
I know, fucking Japan has some dirty laundry that they are trying to forget real hard about. So does the States. My home where I live,
Yes, we do.
we do a little
revisionism is a
genocide.
big time,
Yeah.
big time political topic in Japan. There are many controversies throughout the late 20th century period about historical textbooks and portrayals of history on television and popular media and all sorts of things. And let me just say, those issues have not gotten better over time. They've only gotten
No.
worse. So I really appreciate the fact that Fujimoto takes them
Yeah,
head on.
we did
Well,
have a,
I mean, it's a pretty thick allegory, but
It's
I
true.
would like
He
to
doesn't
see
quite
him.
go all the way.
I would like to see him take it more head on.
I think if he took it all the way head on, it could not run in Jump.
Well, it would be extremely controversially political. Yeah.
Right.
Which is,
Right.
I was talking earlier about how I want to see what this manga would be if he didn't have to contend with like censors or time
Shueisha.
restrictions or
Yeah.
anything like that.
With getting it published by Shueisha. It
Yeah,
would be interesting to see Fujimoto, like, everyone talks about how, like, it's more like a seinen, but it would actually be pretty interesting to see Fujimoto step away from Shueisha and go into, like, one of the freak magazines that's out there and just
yeah.
really fucking go
Let it
crazy
rip.
on it. But will he ever do it? I don't know. He likes money a lot.
Maybe after Chainsaw Man,
Yeah.
you know.
He likes to get that. He loves fucking talk about how much money he makes.
Has
Um,
he? I'm not familiar.
he got the bag. He mentions it quite a few
He did
times.
get the bag. He has 2 movies in production, so
It's so sick. Okay, let's talk about the final page here.
Yeah.
yes, I've been waiting to talk about this page for so long. It is, it's a good page,
Oh,
So
and
this
there's a
was so
lot.
sick.
what I was wondering is like, does the order of the words of the things that got erased matter? Right?
No, they are not in that order. So
Definitely
there's
not, because
actually
it lists mouth second, and the
And
panel
mouth is right
of
there.
mouth.
right.
So I think it's
There's
just
also
yeah.
a picture of a mountain. Someone said it's Mount Fuji. I do not think it is actually Mount Fuji, since I think this is supposed to be in Kyoto.
Which panel?
But there's a mountain that we see on the third page. You can see a distant,
yeah.
tall
Oh yeah.
mountain top in the distance with no snow on the peak. Snow is gone.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. I
Someone
pray
caught
to
that
God
on
that's
Twitter.
an intentional detail, because that is actually incredible.
And you see it actually you get the mountain peak twice. That same one. On the next page 5, it's when it switches back to Fumiko and like that close up shot, you can see the mountain again.
It would be beautiful if it had snow in the first panel, but then it
Yeah.
didn't in the second panel. That would be peak. Get it? Because it's because of the mountain.
Now then, bitterness though.
Oh
So
no,
that
Doves is gone.
probably also went
We
already.
can't cut this. We can't cut my peak joke.
No. Your joke's not peak.
Okay.
But I'm going to be.
We got to talk about the theory going around that Pochita is targeting devils that are related to Denji's traumas, which I am 50-50 on, because snow is not something that he was privy to.
That's something that traumatized us.
It was something that the audience was privy to. So I'm sort of wondering, I really want to believe he's going after Denji's trauma.
Wasn't it snowing in Hokkaido when they went on the trip that happened right before all that shit went down?
Oh my god, you're right. And Denji threw a snowball at him and said, "Kill him."
Yeah.
We
fuck.
know
Okay,
that.
well, fair enough.
We know that Denji chopped his own brain up even at the slight remembrance of Aki and Power's existence.
True.
Yeah.
So erasing something associated with the one sort of family trip that they took up to Hokkaido does make sense.
Okay, that does
fit.
Sense. I'm a lot firmer on the theory now, because the other ones,
yeah,
they make a lot of sense. Because bitterness.
I mean,
grew up
Octopus was just sort of like, everyone was like, it caught him in its leg or something. It's like, I think it was just there. Like it was okay. That one, it was just sort of like it was in the way. The other ones, he had to go
links it to like chapter 137, I think, where he's in the theater and he's made to lick the tentacle, and he finds it incredibly humiliating. So
it could be though.
I think it's a little bit of a stretch, more of a stretch than Snow, actually, but
But eating octopus because octopus was fighting him. That's sort of just like okay, right?
That does
And then
make
the other
sense.
ones is like, oh.
And then Snow Devil, I think is probably the Power lookalike with the crazy little hat on.
Oh, you think so? Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, the spiky head.
Yeah. Bitterness, I'm not sure on.
I heard someone say it might be the guy with the really scrunched up face because your face scrunches up when you taste something bitter. But like, I don't know. I don't know if any of those fiends were actually like. I don't know if he ate them at all. I think most of them got pulverized by the aging devil.
I mean, this devil
mouth is definitely new.
Yeah, this devil here that is okay.
That's unrelated.
This devil here that's supposed to be the mouth devil.
Looks more like the tongue and teeth devil though.
Was not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the mouth part is gone. He ate
true.
it, right? So that's just like the last remaining thing. So like where did he find these devils? I mean, they're just back in the early parts of part 2, we saw world building wise, the devils are basically just like they're just all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like you're walking about. There's a devil.
Heck, we saw that in fucking part 1, right in the beginning, because like you took 2 steps and then there's the sea cucumber devil getting squashed.
Right. So it is a not hard to just jump around and find some devils.
Yeah,
apparently.
You are like as a public safety operative, you are expected to go on patrol, and you're gonna find a devil while you're out there.
Well, speaking of public safety, let's talk Yoshida. It can't be Yoshitover, right? Like,
oh my god, the fact that he didn't include him in this chapter kills me. Like he's like he gives us one panel, and then like
it's so funny.
It's worse than a break week,
It's so funny. It's incredible what he's
so
doing.
deliberately not showing him, and I bet he's not going to be in the fucking next chapter either. I bet Yoru is going to show up next, and
you better show up, goddamn.
And it's going to be like, I bet it's going to be like 3 chapters before we get more of him, maybe 2.
But
if he comes back this Tuesday, I will gladly eat my words. Unless he's dead, in which case I'll eat Fujimoto.
Yeah. Well, when he comes back and in 2 pieces on the next page, you're gonna be like, "Wait, not like this."
I would probably actually be sick if that happened.
I think that would actually be fucked up. Like I would think that's actually pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it would be too, because
that would be Fujimoto doing something for Shock.
That would be fucked up.
Because his death would not have any like thematic build up.
Guess Yoshida died. Like, come on.
He just showed up, and then his character arc wasn't completed. I heard that some people said that Nayuta's death was like a surprise. I'm still coping about that, by the way. But like the reveal was a surprise, but also like it's maybe the most well-established death in the entire series. There were multiple chapters.
Lots of death flags.
Like, building up.
Incredible amount of flags.
People repeatedly trying to kill her over and over again.
Yoshida being like, "We will kill her," out loud, and be like, "Okay." And then everyone's like, "Can't believe she died like that." I'm like, "You really?"
Mm-hmm. But really? I don't think they killed her, and I have a new theory, because public safety wouldn't kill the Control Devil, because that would mean losing track of the Control Devil, which is a huge liability, because what if she crops up somewhere else and another nation gets a hold of her? That would be just a huge liability. Anyway, they are stupid, obviously. That's kind of their thing in part 2. But I don't know if they're that stupid. I don't know. Let's see, what do we think is going to happen next chapter?
Next chapter? Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, what I hope happens is Yoru makes some kind of cutting weapon. Oh God, there's two of them.
Oh God, there's two. Oh, okay, we're good. Hey,
Cool.
we're thinking about what might happen next chapter.
Yes.
Kirby, what do you were
Chapter
saying?
prediction times. Yes. Awesome. Great.
What I hope happens is Yoru fucking gets in the mix and starts trying to like cut open Chainsaw Man's stomach to see if that's now how the concepts are released, because there's no mouth. I have no mouth, but I must yap.
And again, we get another opportunity to show Asa and Yoru's internality because they can communicate to each other through thoughts instead of mouths. And God, I really thought it was going to happen with the ears, but then it didn't. You know, broken record over here. I'm like, I just want her to have some internality again.
Yeah, and I mean, also, like, mouths being gone, that has some huge implications for Fami's powers, because now literally everyone in the world is going to go hungry.
All we have to do is, like, wait one day, and then, like, people are going to start to realize, oh shit, we're going to starve.
Man, I'm just trying to think of how you would eat with no mouth.
I'm wondering if, like,
you got to snort soup.
Speaking of next chapter predictions, I was going in and out there for a second, but we have no mouths. I think we have to get them back in the next chapter. Like, it's sort of one of these things, like it was with the Ear Devil, where it's like, okay, we can't really go that long in the story with no mouths.
Yeah.
Right? Like, where it's a little bit, it's interesting experimental concept, but that's gonna be a little tough.
Yeah, I'm calling it like I did with the Ear Devil. It's going to be back within 3 chapters, just because having characters that are able to, within 3. It's
probably that's a little long.
I know 3 chapters is a really long time, but I'm just
that's
like
conservative. You're being conservative with it. That's
I'm
fair.
being very conservative, but I don't want to say 2 because like that's
I think
a little much. I don't want to say next chapter because then like
halfway
that's
through next
so
chapter.
easy to prove wrong because like if it doesn't happen next chapter, it's like, well, okay.
Well, come on, have some courage. It's just, it doesn't matter. I think we're getting it. I think it's happening next chapter. I think
next chapter, Yoru is going to murder Haruka and turn him into a chainsaw and carve into Pochita's guts.
Yoru is on the scene.
And
Her
then,
and Fami are
and then
at
rip
the spot.
out
This is
the
it.
Devil.
What the heck? We've gone these 2 chapters. Black Chainsaw Man has been going on a rampage. This was the fucking plan. No more fucking around.
Yeah.
We know what's going on. We know the government is fucked up now. We see all the threads of the plot. It's time for Yoru to get in there and do what she's been planning to do this whole time. And now she's gotta do it, because who else? Or the other possibility, if Yoru doesn't get in there, there is one other character. Often forgotten.
Fami?
Much maligned. Everyone thinks Fujimoto forgot, but I bet you he did not. Fake Saw Man. The reveal. Next chapter comes in to slice open
and it's
Black
gonna be Yoshida.
Yo, watch it be the guy that the Chainsaw Man Church was trying to pass off as Chainsaw Man the whole time.
Watch it.
Fake Agni.
Watch it be Haruka. He has the fucking implant.
It was actually Haruka.
Wouldn't that be the funniest fucking non-twist ever? that starter is actually real.
Actually real.
I don't think it is. I still hold to it. He's the next major character death. I think he's so dead.
Does he count as a major character?
He's like
Yeah. Okay,
he's
wow.
named and has lines.
Yeah, it's true. He has a thematic plot line.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know if he has. I don't know if we're the most attached to him, but it would definitely have an impact to see someone kill him. Like more so than just like a random, right? It would definitely be like, oh shit.
I hope some kind of funny black comedy stuff happens to Higashiyama though, because we need some
Yeah.
Higashiyama
Some
torture.
Higashiyama fun times. My fake saw bet is Mr. Agni himself, Akoku Seigni, who is also the Fire Justice Devil. That makes the most sense to me.
Man, I don't know. I just don't buy it. I feel like he's not in the story enough.
Well, let me put it to you this way. It doesn't take long for Fujimoto to get someone into the story. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like he can
True.
hit you like with Nayuta, right? It was all like, oh man, she's just around. She's just Denji's sister. He just likes her. You know, what's her deal? And he hits you with half of a chapter, the old me, and you're like, ugh! You know,
Yeah.
and now you're in. Now she's in. And that was 8 pages, right?
I don't
Like
know. I
he
mean, I
can
feel like that kind of
pull stuff like this.
most meaningfully started at Devil's Choice. That was like kind of a whole chapter about her.
Yeah, but still, it's just like it doesn't take long. He doesn't need a lot of time
Yeah,
to
I just feel
pull
like
things together.
you are correct. He doesn't need that much time to like make a character memorable. But I feel like if he was going to, he would have done that like earlier, like a few chapters earlier.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. That can also happen after the fact too, right?
True.
Like once we find out about Akoku and he
Could
does the thing, we can learn all about it, right? And that's the thing. Like right now, we have no hints at the Fire Devil or the Justice Devil, Fire slash Justice Devil, self-proclaimed Justice Devil. But that's a huge element of the story, right? So whenever it comes in, it's gonna be some random shit, right? Like get ready for some
yeah.
random bullshit to occur because that's locked and loaded.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No matter what.
it's gonna be Yoru anyway. Like,
Yeah, yours gonna do it.
this is
Yep,
what it's gonna
of course.
be. Let's be real.
Yoru's gonna win tomorrow. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
Very excited.
and then Yoshida's gonna come up and he's gonna say, "Hi, I'm okay. Please, fingers crossed."
Yeah,
So he's
gonna-
gone.
He's busy picking up all of his earrings off of the floor.
I don't think
You
Pochita
know-
would have killed him intentionally.
Maybe not.
I mean,
Um,
which I kind of
she
have
does
like
indiscriminately massacre, but you know,
like a pet theory, I guess, is that every time Pochita has come out has not been because the contract has broken in any way. It's because
Hostubs again, but
no. It's because Denji's in such a great amount of distress that Pochita is taking over to like protect him.
Oh my god, I wanted to. Oh,
instead of like because I maintain that everybody has the wrong information about what the contract actually is between Denji and Pochita. Because it's always like live a normal life this, live a normal life that. No,
it's live your dream.
It's show me your dreams.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, Dubs, how much time do we have left?
I mean, we're a little bit over time. Let's wrap up. Any other predictions you have, or any last comments you wanna?
Okay, I'm gonna cram this in as fast as I possibly can. It's a concept that is worth, quite frankly, a lot of discussion and like genuine literary analysis. because it implicates
I'll
both
put it in.
protagonists in like a big way. But the idea of Denji as an allegory for dissociative identity disorder, which I do
Ooh.
have, it speaks strongly to me of Denji becoming so incredibly overwhelmed that he has a
Right.
protector or a persecutor that
Yeah.
comes out
Yeah,
and
There's
protects
a
him.
devil's side.
Uh,
Yes.
well,
I like
I
that.
mean, see, the metaphor gets a little mangled when you consider the history of like DID in fiction being used as like it's actually the killer or whatever. But
Yeah,
I think
Right.
it's handled with enough like I don't want to say sensitivity, but I want to say like
Yeah. I don't know if you can
empathy.
apply that word to
I think
Fujimoto's handling of anything.
I think empathy is the right word though because
yeah.
they
He's
love each
pretty.
other very deeply and like would
So
do anything to keep each other safe.
he's very. What would I say? He takes things seriously and he tries to understand them when he puts them in the story. Not necessarily maybe in the way other people think about it or would like to think about it. Like he has his perspective that he takes, and you can disagree with it, but he does do it with seriousness. That's what I would say.
To me, it is like
It's not
crass
just
yet
random
empathetic.
thing. Yes. Yep.
It's kind of like the guy that doesn't know the right words to say, but the message is still there.
Yeah,
Kind of.
he
Kind of.
has
I think it's a
he
little more
has an
intentional than that.
Yeah,
he has
he's,
an
he's
empathetic
fucking around.
spirit.
Yes.
This is not even half of this is not even like the eighth of my thoughts on this topic. So if you ever pull me back in,
Yeah, we can come
remind
around to
me
that.
to discuss this
Maybe on some break week we can have a discussion of this idea.
because I
But
got
that is
like
also that is a way, not necessarily you know going with the diagnosis, but the idea of Asa and Yoru being two sides of a single mindset, where you have sort of Asa as like this idealistic, hopeful mind, and Yoru as this angry, vengeful part of the same kind of thought processes. Is
yeah
is
I
a is an interesting one.
it's something you could definitely draw a parallel to in both of the protagonists, which is like why
Yes.
I like it would take a while to discuss. And
Right. You have to go
I
all
would
the way
probably
through
want
it.
to go over a little bit beforehand because talking about
Well, yes.
DID sensitively is a whole thing.
yeah.
But
We will save that for some other time. I think we've
yes,
more or less covered these chapters. Well, there's still a lot more to say, but there always is on the broadcast. I would like to say thank you to both my guests for coming through, doing this special 2-chapter episode with me. Thank you to all the listeners, watchers, subscribers out there for sticking through it to the end. Anyone who's not subbed yet, like and subscribe. You know what to do. Hit it, everything, do all that. Um, we will be back next week with another chapter discussion because there's another chapter coming down the line. Woo-wee! It's gonna be
yay!
good. Yoshida live.
Please live.
We'll be back there. We'll be back to discuss how alive Yoshida is on the next episode and how
Yes.
much Yoru won. So get excited for that. Thank you everyone again, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.